Okay, let's quickly talk about how we go about doing the research for these pages. So I'm going to just choose any random artist. So when we're looking at an artist, what do we want to look for? Or what do we want to look at? That's the big question. Okay, there's a few different things that you can look for. You could look for the subject matter, like this person does a lot of portraits. So if you're into or interested in portraits, what I also notice is there's a lot of florals. So if you're interested in doing like patterns of florals and things like that, could do that. Or an obstructed portrait, that's another avenue. You know, the idea is what's going on. A few of her images are also, through wet surfaces. So that's also another aspect of the work that I see. There's these overlays. So do you do something in Photoshop and create a portrait and an overlay if you have knowledge of that type of stuff? So there's a lot of different ways that we can look at one artist and come up with a variety of different approaches and ways to go about looking at an artist. So I am personally just going to pull off a few images that I'm interested in looking at a little bit further, or drawing in some of the inspiration. So I'll do a little bit of each one of those. All right. Now, just for a way of creating or making a space, I'm going to do this in Photoshop, but you could do it in a sketchbook. This is really just for thinking about like organization and a way to go about creating a page. So I'm going to drop in this picture. In this case, if I was doing it in the sketchbook, I would be printing it out and then placing it. Okay. So maybe the next picture. Now I could print out one really big one. Maybe I'll do that. Okay. I'm going to do that as a background and then overlap them. So if I move that one. So ultimately, I'm really thinking about the composition of even my artist page. My toolbox. So I can print that out a little bit larger. Maybe make that a little bit smaller. All right. And then I could go in and start playing around with fonts. What was her name? Lissa Monk. And then make the font really big. A little bit bigger. Now, if I was doing this in a sketchbook, I'd just be drawing the letters instead. And then maybe go and find out her bio if I wanted. You could also do this in another document if you wanted to do it in, like Google Docs or something like that, and then print it out make something new, to new text box. Change the font to 14 point. Okay. Can make it a little bit larger. But ultimately, you kind of get the idea where I'm pulling some of the information from. I just want to also make it somewhat aesthetically pleasing. I don't want to just approach my page as just this information or gobbledygook of stuff. You know, I want to really think about, you know, it as a design page, almost as if I'm doing like an artist poster. So it's an approach. Hopefully this is helpful.